Hello, folks. This is the second and last day of our visit in wonderful Venice. We're going to tour other parts of this beautiful city that we did not get to visit during our first time here. Typically, based on our experience, it takes at least 3 days to get to know the ins and outs of a certain place for the first time. When we first visited Venice, we allocated 3 days of our itinerary to be devoted to this place, but during that time, when we arrived here, it was already late in the afternoon, so we only managed to check in at our hotel, have dinner, and visit St. Mark's Square at night. And that was the end of the first day. On the second day, we chose to visit Burano, another beautiful place that is frequently visited by tourists due to its houses painted in bright colors. So we spent almost a whole day there, including the boat trip since Burano is located far away from Venice. And on the third day, we were only able to visit St. Mark's Square again and a little bit of the San Marco District. So this time, we're going to make sure that we visit, among others, the Cannaregio District, which has a different vibe than the San Marco District, where St. Mark's Square is located. So now, we're ready to soak up Venice. Spurn a bit from the US President Joe Biden to call off the planned ground assault of Rafah. We're starting our tour by going to the station near the Rialto Bridge to figure out what tickets to buy based on the route we're going to take leading to the train station. It's called the Stazione di Venezia Santa Lucia. Tomorrow we have to leave early and get on the boat to that train station.
Talaga vlogger eh.
We're now approaching the Traghetto station. If you want to experience a gondola ride without paying a lot of money for it, this is the way to go. The boat will cross the Grand Canal going from one district to another. It costs around €2 to experience a gondola ride without breaking the budget.
Tatawid lang tayo. Pwede nga langoyin eh.
At sila, lamingin.
O yan, kabiki ha, nagandola ka na ha. Mura pa.
Sana nagpapicture na.
Okay. Picture. Put the time back daw.
Aber um damit zu machen, kriegt man ja.
Cicchetti. Dito lang meron eh.
Dito lang meron nun.
Oo.
Sa Venice. No, mama, abuela perdiendo. No, mama, abuela está. Maybe you can tell me like.
这儿没有人，这儿没有人，这儿。
Labasan eh. No?
Malayo ba dito?
Medyo.
Saan palayo?
For the 500, 80, 82.
Hindi.
After a lot of walking, which is typically what you do when you're in Venice, we're back in St. Mark's Square to take in the sights and get a much needed rest somewhere before we take a tour of Doge's palace. Palazzo Ducale, or the Doge's Palace, is a fine example of Venetian Gothic architecture, which can also be seen in other mostly non-religious buildings. It was built in 1340 and had modifications and extensions through the centuries. The building was where the Doge, or leader, or head of state, resided during that time. In In the late 16th century, they started to build prisons near the main buildings that housed the Doge, the government, and courtrooms. These prisons were linked to the Doge's palace by the Bridge of Sighs. The palace continued its role of being the seat of the Venetian Republic until it fell in 1797. After that, its role changed. Venice became under French rule, then Austrian, and in 1866 it became part of a united Italy. After needed restorations, it finally became a museum in 1923. We're about to begin our own tour of the palace. As much as possible, the sequence of images will be like this. I'll show a picture of a billboard or sign describing the room I'm about to enter, then a picture of the door or entranceway I'm about to go through, and finally the room itself, showing all of the wonderful exhibit items displayed in that room. Enjoy my own tour of the palace. As usual, this is another bucket list item checked off.
Ya no funciona. Pero quiero entender que no. Oye.
We have just finished our own tour of the palace. Now it's time to party. Even if I'm not a museum kind of guy, I admit that I had fun going through the halls and exhibit rooms and appreciating the works of the artists that are showcased in these rooms. But most of all, I appreciate the commitment of the curators of this palace turned museum to preserving their city's history. So when you're planning a trip to Venice, don't forget to include a tour of the Doge's palace. Our tour also included St. Mark's Basilica, but we decided not to visit it anymore because we were too tired. We just hung out at the square. The tour cost €13 each. It was truly worth it. You can also get a decent amount of exercise walking along the alleys and climbing a bunch of stairs. And as a highlight, you get to peek through one of the windows of the Bridge of Sighs and experience what those prisoners had before. A glimpse of the beauty of Venice before facing a life behind bars. Maybe that's what they were thinking before they let out a sigh of regret. In my case, I heaved a sigh of relief.
Ito ang nagdi-divide.
My wife was telling me that it's much better and convenient to ride a water taxi instead of the water bus if your group is around 6 or more. In our case, there are 7 of us, so the water taxi fare can be split among us. It's also convenient in the sense that our luggage is nearby instead of at a designated place inside a water bus that could be far from our seat if we take that option. That's the reason why we're here at the water taxi dock, to inquire on their rates for our trip tomorrow from here to the train station on our way to Florence.
Oh Cristo santo, vattene via, ai gadget maledetti che sono tutti.
We're now on our way back to our hotel to get ready for our last dinner here in Venice. Chicken.
May tinik ba no? Ay, may tinik. Okay siya, walang lang.
The second visit to Venice was way more busy than the first one for me because we were able to visit other parts of it than just staying in the San Marco district. We were able to visit Cannaregio, where Birreria Zanen is located, and a little bit of San Polo, where the Mercato Rialto or the Rialto Market is located. Too bad we were not able to go to the other islands in Venice, like Burano or Murano, because we didn't have much time left, and also because we only set 2 days for the city. Well, that means that we will have a reason to come back to the city again some other time.